Man, really proud of the team. You know, it was one of those back and forth games. It was probably as crazy of plays in that game as you're going to see all year long, all in one game. You know, I thought some guys stepped up at the right time. I thought the special teams made some big plays. You know, we were really in a good spot when they got the high snap. We were bringing pressure, so we had Chappie coming. That helped a lot. They couldn't recover that ball. And then last, man, you know, Taj Brooks. I mean, what can you say about that guy? 198 yards tonight, total offense, and 4 touchdowns. I know he's a semifinalist, but and I know this is a one-year deal, and what he's done in 1 year is absolutely incredible. But you know, the way I look at it, there's no way he shouldn't be a finalist for the Doak Walker. He is the all-time leading rusher for Texas Tech. He passed up 2 Doak Walker winners to do that. Tonight, he moved into 4th all-time in the Big 12, passing up Brad Smith, I believe. And so, and I just hope the people that are voting for this award make sure that he's there, because he deserves it. He is just a total back in everything he does. And then everybody knows that are Red Raiders in here that cover the Red Raiders. He's the goodest person as there is on this planet, you know, and I'm lucky to coach him. I'm really proud of him. And man, that last play was before half was just amazing. Barron dropped it out of the sky, and again, Taj comes up with a big play, and that was big for us. Proud of our guys. You know, you look back on this year, there's going to be some things that we missed out on, but there are also going to be things that we're pushing this program ahead. One of them is this is our first winning record that we've had on the road since I've been at Texas Tech. I'm really proud of the guys for doing that. And then, again, we've got such a huge game next week at West Virginia, or at home against West Virginia, to try to go 1-0 and then get to 8 wins. So it's going to be a good week for us. And I told the guys at the end, it's really important that we practice well for the seniors, but we have not played well at home the last 2 games for our fans. And our fans deserve our best on next Saturday, and we're going to work our butt off all week long to make sure we give it to them. With that, I'll open up with questions.
Coach, just take us through just the back and forth of that game. Is it, when you look at it earlier in the week, did you have any hint that this game could have gone this way?
You know, the one thing that I will say, you know, we kind of talked about it. I mean, like the Doak Walker winner from last year went for 159. I mean, he's going to play in the NFL. He's going to get drafted. Presley, you know, he ended up having 10 catches. You know, we held him to 55 yards, but 10 catches. You know, that guy's the all-time leading receiver at Oklahoma in their history. You know, so they have guys. You know, and the biggest thing is they're an old team. If you think, I think at one point coming into the season, I read that they possibly could have been the oldest team in college football. So that means they've had a lot of guys that have played a lot of games in this stadium. And so we expected for them to fight their tails off. You know, I thought we came out fast again, got to a 14-0 lead. We had a big play. I thought Kitley called a really good play to Jacoby Williams. You know, and it was fixed to be a huge pass out of the backfield. And, you know, he just kind of took his eyes off. If he catches that, it's probably 21-0, you know, and a little bit different. And so, but it's kind of this team, and it's this year, man, it's a roller coaster, and, you know, we ride the highs and lows, and we came out on top tonight.
We talked on Monday about the offense and how, once again, able to start strong, but it was maybe the late second, early stage of the third where they get in a lull. That really wasn't the case now, where you really had to rely on the offense, and they nearly delivered every time. You just talk about the offense really able to kind of come out of their shell here.
Yeah, you know, whenever we scored right before half, and we were going into halftime, I told Kit, I said, man, they kind of got us, you know, for 2 reasons. Number one, we lost our number 1 and number 2 defensive tackle with ankles. And, you know, hopefully we get those guys back for next week. But, you know, that hurt in the third quarter, not having Quincy and DB. I thought the young guys did a good job of kind of settling in, but there was times, you know, that we just weren't in our gaps. We were getting knocked off the football. And whenever that started happening early in the third, I told Kid, I said, man, you're just going to – there's no backing off. You have got to attack them. You've got to do everything you can to attack them. because it's going to be one of those games that's going to be back and forth, and it was, and we were lucky to come out on top.
Jacob Rodriguez seemed like he was just in the midst of every defensive play. You talked to him, and obviously a big fumble for Beverly.
Yeah, Jacob is he's to the defense. He's what Taj is to the offense. When Jacob plays well, it gives us a big opportunity. Man, he made that interception at the end of the game. He was in the midst. Is he the one that recovered the fumble in the end zone for the touchdown? So that's awesome, man. I mean, the thing that I love about that guy is he's like Taj. I mean, we have great humans in this program that I love being around, and Jacob's one of those guys. He has a high care factor. It means a lot for him to be a Red Raider, and it means that he really cares about this team, and so good for him.
I noticed a few times tonight. It could have happened early in the season, but I haven't seen it so far. Can you give me the backstory to the
we watched Gladiator 2 last night. So that goes back to the mercy or no mercy, and so that was some of that stuff. Great movie, by the way. If y'all want to go see it, it's pretty cool. It's not going to give it away. Not going to give it away, but it's a good movie, and some of the guys were talking about it, and so that was some of that.
Joe, you talked months ago about recognizing what kind of game you're in, and you said a moment ago that you said no backing off because it's going to be one of those games. Did you recognize
that was it? Yeah, that was it. That's a perfect way to put it, Don, because it really was. We were on our heels a lot for a couple different reasons. Of just guys in and out of the lineup. Again, losing the 2 defensive tackles, and so. And 2 of their plays, they get a long run. We have an unblocked player. We don't make the tackle. We have another guy that can't get him out of bounds, stuff like that. And then they had a really good trick play, and we didn't see the guy leak out. And so whenever they got to the 14, they kind of had our number off of that, and you could see it, man. I mean, I felt like our defense for a lot of the game played on their heels, and we never could get settled. So whenever that happened, we recognized it was going to be a high-scoring game and just find a way to win the game.
Looking at the Big 12 standings now, BYU and Colorado both lost today, so now you have 4 teams with 2 losses and 5 teams with 3 losses. So there's potentially 9 teams within one game of each other, at least in the loss column. 9 teams within one game of each other.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I mean, I think there's so many great things that can happen this year, but, that's something that we will take into the offseason of making sure that we do not miss opportunities. Because if you go back, a 1-point loss against TCU, now the way it comes out, we're in the two loss. So we're sitting there with that group. And it's funny whenever stuff happens like this, there's a lot more. I think every week the Big 12 puts out a graphic that shows who's still in it. There was like 9 still in it this week, and I imagine there's going to be 9 that are still in it whenever they put it out tomorrow or Monday. And it's kind of like that, this conference, anybody can beat anybody.
Looked like from the way y'all targeted him multiple times early on, I guess Mason thought y'all saw something on the film that you thought you could take advantage of with him.
Yeah, I thought we had some mismatches with our tight ends. I thought Kit caught a really good play. He checked the play. He got it to Barron fast enough in his headset to check the play to Conyers' touchdown. He felt that he had Mason on that call the first time that we ran it for his touchdown, and so we targeted our tight ends. We just felt like that they were going to play so much man free that our bigger bodies could, really take advantage of it. You saw it with CD again. We had some deep balls early, just that long, big body making some plays.
Did you say you checked to the Conyers touchdown?
Yeah, we checked to the Conyers touchdown. We were able to get it in fast enough. I think Barron would have saw it, but we felt like we had a mismatch, and we got it in fast enough under that 15 seconds.
And a couple of those Taj touchdowns, if you go over, and the touchdown at the end of the first half, what read was he on that?
Yeah, it was really, you want him to be the first read if you could, because it was like F shoot, so he was going up the pipe, so we were trying to get it to where we had the middle of the field. We were in field goal range, so we felt like we could take a shot right there, and so that was one of those deals that we work it. All three of our running backs, especially Taj and Jacoby, do their mismatches, because they do have such good hands. And so we were trying to get the ball to him if it was there. If not, we'd have to check it down, and then we'd kick the field goal.
And a touchdown, fourth and 1, 40-yard run.
Yeah.
How that play unfolded.
Yeah, that was Coach Cochran. We had a play. We felt good about getting the first down. Cochran felt that it was a better play. That was the Iowa State play. It's kind of an outside zone. Taj and the Wildcat, and Cochran, when they were talking through it of the fourth down, he said, "Man, they're really pinching the ends. Let's see if we can get outside of them." And we were able to, and it turned from a first down into a touchdown, and it was a huge play. I mean, they just kept going back and forth, and our guys just kept coming up, making big plays.
How much do you guys?
The miss fourth down early. What happened there?
We were not all on the same page. Coy was trying to bring Jalen over, and Jalen should have just stayed where he was at. And so we didn't get everything blocked up because I think the confusion on the play. I think one group heard and felt that it was one play, and the next group, the other side, thought it was something else, and so they hit us early.
Oh,
got time for a couple more.
The Barons run at the end to get the big first down where he runs for 20 yards. What was your strategy there? Because if you risk throwing it as incomplete, give them a clock stop.
Yeah. So it was quarterback draw. I'm anxious to see how fast he ran. It's probably not real fast. The running joke with Barron right now is he scored a touchdown running 13 miles per hour. And he celebrated with Coy on a touchdown running 20 miles per hour. So all week I told him, I said, there's going to be chances. We actually talked about this on Tuesday, I think, and I said, hey, there's going to be chances to where you're going to be able to run the football just because of the way they're dropping. And that's exactly what we did not want to throw the ball right there, have a chance for it to be incomplete, and not run the clock. So if we didn't get the first down, at least that we had a timeout, we had to run the clock down as far as we could have run it down, punted to them with as little time as they had.
Do you guys expect to see Smith at quarterback and not Bowman?
No, he played against TCU. I thought he did a really good job. He drove. I want to say he drove them down twice for touchdowns. And so we had watched him on film. I thought they did what he did I thought he did a great job of burying the ball on his RPOs because our linebackers on some of those plays, those RPOs, they were really up into the line, trying to stop the run, and he did a really good job of doing that, and really didn't turn the ball over until right there at the end. They've got a good quarterback right there.
You talked Monday about capitalizing off of fast starts. You had another fast start, then they tied the game, but then they had that touchdown before half. How big was it to take the lead again before halftime?
That was huge because it's 14-0. Now it's 14-14. And again, they did it on big plays, and so you get nervous whenever you're playing somebody and you're giving up chunk plays like that. And so for us to go in at half, 21-14, grabbing all the momentum, our guys being able to settle down in the locker room and really listen to the adjustments made a big difference.
All right, thanks, Coach.